You were spooked by our recent segment about hidden cameras in Airbnb bedrooms. Maybe you canceled your trip to Charleston or Chattanooga and decided instead to go on a nice, relaxing cruise away from prying cameras. Oh, but you can't get away. A family traveling on a Carnival cruise in the Gulf of Mexico say they found a hidden camera in their cabin. Carnival Cruise Line says the camera was non-operational and they notified police. The family says they haven't received an apology even. Jimmy Messis is an expert on sweeping for electronic bugs. Vinoo Varghese is an attorney and expert in surveillance crimes. They join us both tonight. Vinoo, first to you. What is this? They say it was non-operational. What does that mean exactly?
Well, what they're saying is that the camera technically wasn't transmitting a signal. Unfortunately, they contradict themselves because they say the camera was warm to the touch. So it must have been on.
Huh. So, Vinoo, does the family have a reason to be upset about this?
Absolutely. I mean, here, the issue you've got here is that you can forget Pirates of the Caribbean. You've got perverts of the Caribbean. You've got potential child pornography and video voyeurism going on right on a Carnival cruise ship. And the cruise ship has a duty to protect its passengers. They have actual liability because they're a common carrier. The other issue is that this brings us to the next point, which is that the crime scene was completely mishandled by the employee. If you saw the video taken by the father even says, "Should you not put on gloves?" So it's the exact opposite. It's like bizarro CSI. It's the exact opposite of what should have happened.
Huh. So Jimmy, what do these look like?
Well, I mean, this is a small camera I have in my hand, and this is large. Most of the cameras are pinhole. You'll never see them. You'll never find them. They can be concealed inside an everyday object, like an electrical outlet, coffee maker, within cables, an outlet, an AC charger. Unless you have the right equipment, you'll never know that you're being watched by a hidden camera.
So what are the rules? I mean, there are cameras all over public places, on the sidewalk, inside buildings, inside hotel lobbies. Are there ever legitimate cameras inside living spaces on cruise liners or in hotels?
No, it's just that's why you have a crime going on here.
Okay, so never. So if you find a camera where you're sleeping, it shouldn't be there.
Correct, or the FBI is looking at you, or something like this is happening where there's video voyeurism going on at the very least.
Or you
Tucker,
live in
there's
Washington.
an epidemic. Yeah. There's an actual epidemic of hidden cameras being placed in many different places because they're so inexpensive to find. You can buy them on eBay or Amazon for as little as $30 or $40. And you can place them anywhere you want. Now, the camera that they did find in the one room had to have a little transmitter, which meant that it would have only transmitted within the ship area, someplace local. The recorder must have been within the next room or within a couple other rooms. It couldn't have been much farther away.
Well, so it couldn't be so hard to find it then, could it?
Well, it is kind of hard to find because some of them are so small. You only need to expose the pinhole area of the lens. And I can hide that in a hole as small as a buttonhole. So very, very small. You wouldn't be able to find it normally. Most of these people that have been finding the cameras have found them accidentally because the person who put them in there really didn't know what they were doing. This is actually a large camera. They make them much smaller.
So what's your defense against this?
You have to look at power. Power is the main thing. What is the camera connected to? If it's battery operated, more than likely the camera's only going to last a few hours because it has to power the camera and the transmitter. Always check for outlets. Look to see where it's connected to an outlet. Also look at anything that's pointing towards the bed. That's the most important thing.
So, Vinoo, how paranoid are you knowing what you know about these things?
I'd be worried. You know, Carnival, as I mentioned, is a common carrier. It's a cruise ship. Has a duty to protect its passengers. Its slogan is fun for all for fun. Well, the fun is not being had by the passengers here. It's being had by some pervert, you know.
Well, in this case, and you'd think it would have to be an employee because without any knowledge of it, it's hard to see who else could do that. Hope we find out. Jimmy, Vinoo, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.